Welcome back to the channel, guys. Hopefully you're doing well. On a new job today, starting by running saws and wasting. So I'll quickly show you what we're doing. I'm just on this stack here. This one's for the master bathroom. We've got a toilet going there where I've drilled through. We've got a shower going just on the other side of that noggin. We're gonna have to cut out for the shower waste that noggin. We've got a basin to pick up, which is not a problem, because it'll run through these eaves, if that makes sense. And the bath, just got to work out where that's going. I have marked it somewhere on the floor. We'll drill down, I'll have to get through. We've got a gap here to hopefully get the bath waste in. I'll have to try and get it through a short bar socket there, something. It'll make sense when I get going. What I've got going on here is a T, because I'm going to have to vent it up into the attic with a Durgo. This one is a Durgo stack, the other one's a main stack, which I'll show you in a second. So yeah, that's what we're doing anyway. And hopefully it goes all right. I always start with the saws and waste on these jobs, just because I find it's the hardest bit, and it's the bit you're most likely to get wrong and cause a problem. If if you get a saw pipe falling the wrong way, or forced in or whatever, it's going to come back and bite you. So I like to get this bit done, and then we know we're all right. So that's going to pick up my bath waste. It's a bright, bright, bright sunshine. What we got? 130-ish, 120. Good fit, that, isn't it? 120-ish, 120-ish. Good shooting, soldier. Right, so that's got that legging across there. Short bar socket, it's going to pick my bath waste up, which will have to meander in through there. I'm going to put another T there, and I'm going to pick my shower waste up across that side. I can probably clip back on top of that, but we've got a nice fall on that. It's a little bit difficult to show. In fact, let me get let me just make sure. Can you see? See? That'll be perfect for us. If anything, probably got a little bit too much on that, but I'm not going to put that one in there yet. And the good thing about this job is I've got a completely clear run. None of the other trades have been in, so no electrician yet. I mean, nobody ever deliberately screws each other over, but sometimes you can have it where they've nicked the best runs for the soils. So at least we're set on this one, which we like to see. Plenty of glue, and then as you go in, give it a little twist. Make sure our shower boss is the wrong way around now. Comes a bit like that. So that's going to be the vent, which we'll have to run up into the attic. That'll be perfect. So I use a lot of these short bar sockets when I'm doing these saws and waste. I'd sooner use a short bar socket because everything's glued. I know the bosses you glue on, but I think you've got a lot less chance of failure with a proper glued fitting. They're probably a couple of quid more. I don't actually know, but I'd sooner it would be right, bang on, than mess about. And it's quicker because you haven't got to drill into your pipe. I know that should never leak, which is what I want. And then I'm going to glue. I run 1.5 waist in. Well, I run 1.5 waist in for my basins. It saves me buying 2 sets of fittings and 2 sets of pipe. If it's far on my showers, I run 2 inch in, but everything on this job is within sort of 1.5 meters of the stack. And we try and use sweat bends on them wherever possible. So just give them a little twist. And we know everything's mechanically jointed then. There shouldn't be any problems. Obviously we need to test it all, but in theory you've done everything right. What I'm going to have to do is cut into this chipboard. It's all getting eaved out in the corner because these are like attic trusses, but I just can't quite get the saw pipe in the gap they've left me. So it won't be an issue. It won't have to be. You just cut that piece of chipboard out, and then it gives me a bit more full. That way I can run that saw pipe straight through there then. So this is going in a unit, so the back of the unit is there, or the centre of the unit, and that's in a wall anyway. So, but I need it that side so I can get my shower waste in, which is going there. We're just on the edge of the joist, but we should just get it. That's just a brace. We can cut that out a little bit, but that joist we can't cut. That shower waste is there. So these are posi joists, so you can't cut or notch them. So what we've done, the first tray we got, it was going to fall smack bang on top of a joist. So the second tray is just this side of it, but all it means is we've got to cut that noggin out of touch. Well, I've already started cutting it, but that'll not be a problem. The joiner can always strengthen that back up anyway if it needs it. But yeah, the critical ones are them. So I've cut out a little bit more to give myself a little bit of play for the shower. I've actually got the shower trays on site, which is fantastic because I've marked out exactly where the waste fittings go in. So we need it, ultimately it's probably going to sit about there. I might just give myself a little bit more on this front edge. So I need to get the waste pipe connected up onto this, and then it's ready to put the trays in once it's all plastered and stuff. But at least then we know the waste pipe's going to be perfect. I always try and use sweat bends as opposed to knuckle bends for my waste, especially if they're under a floor, because you've got more chance of unblocking it. I think this is only going to have one bend and one 45 on, maybe 2 45s. So keeping the water moving, that'll restrict the flow a lot more than a nice wet one. That's all in. The only, well, not mistake I've made, because I've put them bosses on an angle, I'll have to put another one in for the basin, but I can always put a strap boss on and come over the top, because I've angled them so they don't block up, you see, as it drops in. So I'll get the bath one in, and I can always pick up, well, I have to pick up a strap boss to pick the basin one up, but that's the one I'm least worried about, because, well, it's the highest one, so you're always going to get plenty of fall on them. So what happens, you take your mind off the job for like 2 minutes, thinking about how you're going to do it, and then you forget. You don't forget, but you're like, oh, I should have done it like that. But it's not the end of the world. We can get over it easy. So this is a better angle to show you. What I should have done is put another one in for the basin, but I'll have to put a strap boss on there now, because I've angled these bosses not at 45, but I've angled them so the water shoots straight in. I'll have to glue one in there, and I don't like joining my waste together, so I have to put a strap boss there. But the basin's the least one I'm worried about, because you always get plenty of fall on them. But I'd sooner have them shooting in at an angle, because we know where they're not going to block. So toilet one set up, shower one is set up ready for us. That'll be perfect. And then just going to get this bath one in now. We'll drill a hole. Where did we say? There. We'll drill a hole there. jigsaw that out. We just need 1.5 inch pipe, bringing it up, ready to connect up for the freestanding bath. Bath one, we've not got a problem with it, but what we're going to have to do with this is go along, drop down below that ceiling, that's a cupboard along that side, and boss it back into the soil pipe over there. These are ratchet trusses, so you can't cut, notch or drill these in any way, shape or form, because they're all load calculated to take the roof. There's actually no other way we're going to do it. I did think possibly we might be able to squeeze it in here, because there is a gap, but the problem is it's one of them egg baths, so I don't want to bring it too far across and then not be able to connect up, because that there is the centre. If I bring it, it's going to have to be all the way over here, and sometimes on them, what I don't want to do is snook myself up, because sometimes on them the curve underneath, you don't have a lot of area to connect up. So yeah, I'm going to have to do it like that. That one for that bathroom over there is the saw pipe's got to drop below the ceiling anyway, and they're going to make like a lighting pelmet feature. The builder is aware, he's absolutely fine, to be fair. So yeah, that bath one we're going to have to drop below the ceiling and boss in on that side. I'll just have to get a strap boss over there in that corner. It's not an issue. As you can see down here, you see what I'm on about a bit clearer. I thought I could maybe get it through that gap and then just bring it tight on there to that joist, but my issue is because I've not got the bath here, and sometimes you don't get a lot of space underneath them sometimes to connect them up. So I think it's just going to be better to run down, drop below the ceiling. So we'll have one sweat bend there, one sweat bend there, another sweat bend, and it will just boss into the stack. And yeah, that's fine. As I say, all this is the cupboard going in here. This is like the cylinder room, so it's not going to be an issue. They can box it in high level or just leave that. Well, it probably won't box it in, won't it? But yeah, as I say, I think the cylinder of that goes down here anyway. Right, so I've got a lovely fall on that all the way back through. As I say, I've used sweat bends just so it doesn't restrict the flow as much, so less chance of it blocking. I just need to pick up a strap boss for this end, but for the time being I'm going to get on with our basin waste, which is this one here, which we're going to clip on the back side of this, run along and then through the joists at that end. Twist always, and that should be fine for us. Always keep your eye on everything when you're doing soils and waste. Just make sure nothing's moved. As you can see, we've got a perfect fall on that all the way back through. Because if you get it wrong, don't leave it, because then it will come back and bite you. This will be one of them where you can see easier than me, because I'm working on the back side, but fantastic. So I need to pop that insulation out that end. I'm going to have to drill through the studs to centre of the basin. It's roughly on the right hand side of that shower tray where we've just got that lent up. I'll just bring one out. I'll show you the drill bit trick. If you get a screw and wind it in, normally it winds the bit out for you like that. Saves faffing around. Bigger screws sometimes easier. Beautiful. We even missed the cross brace. I don't know how much by. I can't see it. You might be able to. What I'll try and do is slide one in one piece, and then we've just got to connect it up onto there. I haven't glued that one yet because I wasn't sure where we wanted to be. We might need a 45 on the end of it. But yeah, we'll try and get that in one, and the basin one's all in then. And then this is first fixed, apart from bossing in down there and just running a vent up into there. Too many joints on it. It's not tight, so it won't squeak when the waste pipe's got hot water going down. It's just, just the right size. Tell you what, it's wham today. It's not a bad thing, I'm not complaining. Well, mind you, we always complain when it's too hot, too cold, don't we? Probably about, I don't know, 18 degrees, 19 degrees. Not bad, but there's no air. There's no breeze. That was the cross brace I was trying to avoid. I couldn't quite judge exactly where it was going to be, so I just have to use a couple of swept 90s. I might even get a 45 in there. I don't know. We'll do it anyway. I just didn't want to drill all my holes and then realise I've hit that thing, which I've done that before. So I'm just going to bring this basin out here. I'm not 100% sure what's going in yet. I mean, I can find out in worst case scenario. As long as I get in before it's plastered, I can alter it. But as long as if it's a unit or whatever, we'll be absolutely perfect. Even if it's a pedestal, we'll be fine at the height and bringing it out. The only thing it won't be fine for is if it's like a semi-pedestal, or if it's got like a unit with jaws. But even then, we'll probably be okay. If it's a wall hung unit, we'll be fine. Yeah, pretty much we'll be okay. But I just do need to find out exactly what is going in. But yeah, they're all ran in now, perfect fall on all the waste pipes. I've popped the insulation back through there. As I say, there's actually, I don't know, like a false wall being built across here anyway. And my toilet unit, this will be inside the cistern. It's like a back to the wall unit type job going in. So bath waste in, shower waste in, and basin waste in here. So I'll have a good tidy up in here, and we'll have a look at this one. Again, we've got the shower tray on site, which is fantastic. It makes my life so much easier. So drawn around that, we already know that one's not nowhere near a joist. We're actually falling dead lucky it's within a joist. But this soil pipe's got to drop below the ceiling, out, and this one's a fully vented stack, so it's going out roughly centre of the toilet is there. So you just cut through the floor, clip distance off the wall. It's running about 2 point something meters across there. Basin is there, and then that's the centre of the bath waste. So I'll start to get this one running what's left this afternoon. Having the shower tray and the waste here makes such a difference for me, because you're not guessing it. I mean, I could just get all these set up and I know I'm going to be perfect. You can literally draw around them and you're fine. I mean, the amount of jobs you do and you haven't got the stuff. I know we haven't got the baths, but we know what they are. So it gives you a really good fighting chance of getting stuff right. With this soil pipe, I've got to clip it on the wall downstairs, just on the face block work, and we're going to box it in and make a lighting feature. So if I bring that clip distance up through there, we're going to be pretty good. I'm not sure if this toilet's going in a unit or not, but it's still going to be far enough forward. I know they've got dot and dab going on there yet, 30mm. Be a bit tight. The problem is if I don't do it clip distance, I'm going to make it awkward for myself. Yeah, what I'll do, I think I'll just cut that out at that, and it gives myself a little bit of play for what's going in. I want to leave it room so they've got dot and dab behind, but I don't want to snooker myself up either. I've had this jigsaw since I started. I know I was on about how my drills burn out. I don't use this all the time, but this is it. Never had no new brushes in it. Still only takes the 3 amp batteries, this one. It's probably still on the original blade as well, knowing me. And then we'll bring the 90 up through there. Yeah, that's fine. Bath, oh sorry, basin, centre there. I think he said he might get a vanity unit thing for this, I'm not sure, but we'll just bring one, but we need it. Might have to bring it forward a bit, unless I drill that after, because I've got the soil pipe running along there. If I'm low enough, yeah, oh, it'll be fine. Yeah, because I'll be low enough. I'll be below the joist, so yeah, I'll have plenty of scope. So I'll drill it there somewhere, and then the bath will be over there. So when I put a boss socket on it, it'll come straight up through the floor then, with a bit of luck. So that's everything marked up in position, waste pipe wise, where it needs to be. So we can go down and start getting some waste pipes in now. This room looks better for a sweep out, doesn't it? You start to see where we've been. So in this room we've got posi joists, not attic trusses. We did consider being able to get it through the joist, but it's just going to be too awkward. We're never going to get it in. We're going to end up having to put loads of sockets on the soil pipe. So what we've said is we're going to drop it below, and it makes like a lighting pelmet feature around. which will look quite nice when it's all done. But what I need to do, I'm going to pick up short bar socket straight through. That should be clip distance upstairs, and then the front one of this, way up, second the juggler, is going to pick up my shower waste. So we'll just come along 1.5 inches, 45, and then into the shower waste. I haven't actually got any more of these short bar sockets with me, but we need one more or a standard strap boss to pick up the bath waste. So I'll start getting some of this 4-inch along here, and I need to core out as high up as we can, but obviously we're going to need probably a 40mm fall across there. We're going to be somewhere here in line with the drain, but I need to work that bit out. So I'll put a line on to the centre of my soil pipe, of my boss socket where it needs to be. So that is the front edge. Centre, front edge, yeah, that'll be perfect. Perfect to that. So I'll drop my elbow in and we'll measure from the front edge to front edge, and we'll work out what we need in between. In fact, we'll mark that is where it needs to go into the fitting. So I'll measure to the elbow. We're going to have one looking out for the shower, and we'll have one looking up for the basin. I need glue on these. Remember, glue is cheap, leaks are expensive. I'd sooner use an extra tub of glue on a job than have to come back for a leak. And we can probably glue that piece of 1.5 inches straight in the top one. I know somebody said to me, oh, 1.5 inches for your basins, you know, it's overkill. Well, this one is, I think you can run 1.7 of 1.25 inches before you have to step it up. But saves buying 2 different size fittings, 2 different size pipes, and I just reduce it down at the end anyway. But I tell you what, some of them boss sockets are loose. Body pipe, sort your game out. So that's as much as I'm getting done today, because I'm out of bits and I'm out of time. So I don't know if that will be at the end of the video, but if it is, thank you so much for watching. I'm actually really looking forward to getting stuck into this job. Once I've got the saws and waste done, that's the worst part. I'm actually only doing the hot and colds in the bathrooms and stuff. The air source company's doing the underfloor heating, which actually suits me. Because it takes the pressure off. We've got a downstairs shower room as well, which I haven't shown, but all I'll do is run hot and colds in, and I think they'll fit the cylinder, and I'll maybe just do the hot and colds. I'm not sure. We'll sort that bit out. But yeah, it just takes a little bit of the pressure off me not having to do everything. There's a heat pump. I think it's air source heat pump going in here with underfloor heating, which will be interesting to see. To be fair, I used to subcontract for an air source company. Oh, probably 5, 6, 7 or 8 years ago, and they have done quite a few. Some in properties like this where they're well insulated, like new build plots, they're perfect. But we did some retrofits and they weren't as great. That's why people slate air source, but it's right in the right environment. I think it's just sometimes it's not in the right environment and it doesn't work quite as well. But yeah, anyway, I'm by no means an expert on it, but as I said, I did used to do quite a bit of it, and some of them were perfect, some of them weren't. But yeah, I think I've already said that. Yeah, we'll catch you all next week. Take care.